If you are over the age of 35, stop everything you're doing right now. After a lifetime of eating fatty foods, you may run the risks of a stroke or heart attack due to plaque buildup in your veins and arteries. To learn how you can reduce your risks, visit youthfountainlab.com or call 1-800-853-7856 today. This may be a life-changing call for you or someone you love. Thank you, and we hope to hear from you.
Yeah, welcome back to the African Diaspora News channel with me, Richard Sudan. Thank you for tuning in. Please like and subscribe and support the platform and spread the word. Now, just a quick update for you today, following the news of the assassination of the Haitian president just days ago, and already many people are highlighting what was predictably one of the outcomes, and people are becoming ever more alarmed. Now, before we get into this, I just want to roll one clip of a US reporter asking, almost demanding of President Joe Biden exactly when the United States is going to take some action over the situation in Haiti. Let's roll the clip.
What's your reaction, Mr. President, to the Haitian president being assassinated?
You need a lot more information, but it's very worrisome about the state of Haiti.
Does the U.S. have a role in seeking justice?
Mr. President, these cyber attacks keep happening. At what point does the United States respond and take action?
What's your message on cyber? Any message after your briefing on cyber?
At what point does the United States respond?
How was your briefing today?
So as you can see, one reporter, as President Biden briefed a group of reporters, was almost hysterical about exactly when the United States is going to offer some sort of intervention in Haiti, and we all know what the ramifications of that will be. Now, in the subsequent days, we've already seen calls and questions and some people pushing for US troops to have boots on the ground in Haiti. And for anyone that knows the history of American intervention and adventurism in the Caribbean and elsewhere in the world, this spells nothing but disaster. The United States and other countries in the West have only ever had nefarious reasons for having a military presence in the Caribbean and elsewhere. The US and others have conducted countless attempts, both overt and covert, to undermine, distort, disrupt, and have control of Haiti over the years. And not just the government, you know, people have documented well how the Clinton Foundation and others have allegedly, for the YouTube police, siphoned off millions out of the country in Haiti, as well as a long precedent of exploitation of the Haitian people. So in the very week that we've learned that the US is apparently removing its troops from Afghanistan, we're now hearing dangerous talk of the potentiality of US troops to enter Haiti. There's nowhere that the United States can say that they've sent American troops where they've done anything other than to exact and to commandeer resources, land, for geopolitical reasons and for their own interests. So people should be deeply alarmed at this turn of events. I wouldn't be surprised in the coming days if we hear the news that US troops have gone into Haiti under the so-called pretext of keeping stability. In fact, by the time this video airs, that may well be the case. Of course, Haiti represents probably the most decisive and comprehensive blow to Western slavery and imperialism and colonialism in recorded history. The Haitian rebellion, which began in the 1790s and culminated in 1804, represented the only ever successful uprising and slave rebellion, which led to the first Black Republic outside of Africa. And Haiti's ability to kick out imperialists and colonialists and enslavers was such that Haiti has paid the price ever since. The West and France and America and Britain and every other country has never forgiven Haiti for having the temerity to demand their own freedom and to be the first nation to comprehensively end slavery in its totality. Not the trade, not slavery. They ended all of it by 1804, and they were the first nation to do so. So probably like me, I think many people around the world are deeply concerned about any talk, any rumblings of US military interventionism in Haiti. This will lead to nothing but disaster, and I'm sure the exploitation of the Haitian people and its resources. So let's see what happens. My prediction is you are going to see these calls increase in the coming days. And if we don't hear those calls increase, I would be very surprised. I would be very surprised if we don't see some sort of justification, some sort of precursor for American military boots on the ground in Haiti. I hope that's not the case. I want to send my solidarity, love and thoughts to the Haitian people. Let us know what you think about this topic in the comments. We will keep you up to date with how things are developing and the situation in Haiti. But for now, nothing but solidarity to the Haitian people. We remember, we acknowledge and we celebrate your revolution, and we understand the impact that this lesson had and the precedent it sent around the world, and we understand exactly why the Haitian Revolution is essentially whitewashed from the history books. It should be mandatory education, not just for kids, but for everybody. And so because we know this history, we understand the very likely nefarious reasons that the US will send troops into Haiti if they do so. We are against this, and we will be keeping a very close eye on how the situation unfolds. So get involved in the conversation. Thank you for tuning in. This is the African Diaspora News channel. Like and subscribe and support the platform and spread the word. And we will see you next time.
250 years of slavery, 100 years of Jim Crow, sharecropping, the Ku Klux Klan, lynchings, bombings, mass incarceration, the separation and destruction of the black family. All of that has had an effect on our mind. Our mind needs to be decolonized. We today are experiencing mental slavery, not physical slavery as once our ancestors had to endure. In my book, 7 Steps to Decolonize the Mind, we take you through every step to start releasing the chains that's on your mind. He or she who controls the mind control the person. It is in a vested interest of the white supremacist system to keep your mind bogged down in a mental slavery, throwing entertainment, throwing drugs, throwing alcohol, anything they can at you to keep you bogged down. You got to free yourself from mental slavery by purchasing our book, 7 Steps to Decolonize the Mind, today on Amazon. Make sure you share it with your family, share it with your friends. Everyone can benefit from decolonizing the mind, because once your mind is decolonized, you will never be put to sleep again.
Thank you for watching, and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out the African Diaspora News Channel app in the Google Play and Apple App Store.